What do we mean by invisible disabilities? Give as many examples as you can.
Mental health.
Mobility in the hands. Epilepsy is a big one for me. My mum has epilepsy, and that was something that we kind of struggled with for a bit until we found a trigger. People mainly assume that it's lights.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just lights. You have many different triggers. Hunger, sleepiness. People just assume about these invisible disabilities, and when you sit and think about it, it's not just as tiny as what you think it is. It's very broad.
Because if someone who has epilepsy, if they want to go to an event and it's not catered to them, that can impact their self-confidence because they feel like they can't attend events, that they're not wanted, and that the event isn't for them. It'd be good if it's in a situation like that, if they provided times of when there might be flashing lights to say, oh well, in this between 56 minutes and 58 minutes there's some flashing lights, so that bit won't be suitable, whereas just for 2 minutes out of the whole event that has flashing lights, someone can't attend just because of a couple of minutes.
We haven't talked about the impact that gender, sexuality, those kinds of things that are invisible to other people but can obviously have an enormous impact on feeling welcome. I think you used the word sort of that's not for me, or I'm not welcome, or I'm not wanted there. How could we enhance events or accessibility by thinking about things like that?
So I grew up being a big football fan, and I think there's been a really big change in the last few years of trying to make sort of people who are LGBTQ+ feel more welcome at football matches. There's campaigns like Rainbow Laces campaign where all the players will wear these little rainbow laces on their boots, and my team had a song where they had a word that was extremely offensive in the song about gay people, and I was actually quite happy and quite proud to see, you know, people jumping on that and saying stop that. So I think society as a whole is changing, and I think sort of more organisers and more companies and things like that can do more, because it's still not an entirely welcoming environment for some people, and that probably has to change in the near future.
I do get a bit anxious sometimes asking for people's pronouns. You know what I mean? If I'm aware of that person's pronouns and I mess up, you know, I'm not very...
I think most people are appreciative of at least you asking or you trying.
Mm-hmm.
If the pronouns aren't necessarily what you would assume. So if somebody's pronouns are they, them, and you accidentally say he or her, you know, I think most people will be appreciative, you know, if you ask and you apologise and, you know, you try and learn, because as somebody's a wee bit older than other people in the group, it just wasn't a thing. So for me, that was something I had to learn and teach myself, and I think more people could do that.
All the insights of today, they were very helpful for the future.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Like,
it as well.
I love how GCU welcomes international students and how they celebrate different cultural backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like last week they had this cultural event in which different cultures were, you know, shared and cherished with different people in different countries, and I think that's great. And I didn't see that back at college, so it's nice to see how GCU does that.
Brilliant. That's good feedback.